So we're going to do our sort of final master, and we'll pick a couple of parts in the track that we want to sort of work on. So I'm going to pick this sort of part at the start. And I'll add a utility just to control the input level going into our mastering stage. And then I'll stick on the mixed gel compressor, and just helps tie things together a bit better. And ease back off on our gain there. And then I'll add some multi-band compression. I don't want too much of this on because I'm sort of happy with this overall sound of the mix, but I just want something to sort of bring up the levels without causing too much damage. You can hear the difference there. You can hear the difference there by using your amount control. So it's adding a bit of sort of crisper attacks. I'm just going to ease off on the mid band a bit. Just ease off on them all a tiny bit. And then I'm going to add a bit of EQ. And we want sort of really wide band EQ here. We're just looking to sort of bring different elements out. And if you're doing cuts, you can do your cuts a bit more. Bit sharper. I'm going to turn it on to high quality mode. We'll have a sort of sweep just at the end, just coming down at about 30. And I'll add one more. And at about 3K, I'll just sort of start notching down. This just takes sort of some of the harshness out of it, makes it a bit smoother sounding. So let's listen with our EQ off. It's only really a subtle difference, but it's sort of, we're just trying to make it a bit more interesting. Well, not more interesting, but just sort of have a better overall quality. And then finally we'll put a limiter on. And we can see there it's sort of just bouncing in that sort of 0 to 6 dB range. If your limiter's fully on in any part, you've probably gone too far. And then what we can do is just check our master against our original. Is we can group all these, and we will add in a utility just at the end, and we're going to match the level of our mastered signal with our original signal. So I'm going to just minimize a couple of these. And it just gives you a better sort of sense of A being when you bring your master down. And we'll get rid of this utility when we're finished, but it's just to sort of to be able to tell the difference between, you know, our original and our mastered version, roughly the same sort of level. And I think I've probably cut a bit too much there and added a bit too much bass, so we can roll that back. Yeah, and I think the multiband dynamics have rolled too much mid off. Too much limiting. Add a bit more bass back in. And then I'll just check another part of the mix as well. And it sort of highlights this group as just, maybe just tweak this a bit. It's a bit too much sort of mid body in it. Just try and take some of that off. And at least back on the amount of our multiband dynamics, it's just starting to sound a wee bit too squished. And there we go, there's our mastering pretty much complete. Again, I'll just check it with the other part of the track. Check into breakdown. So our track sounds a lot more controlled. We've got the volume up a fair bit. We've got it up roughly 5 dB, I think. So let's take that gain off. So there we go. There's our track mastered, and all we need to do is export that. So I'll go to my export settings. And normally I have it on AIF. I'm on a Mac, so that's a sort of standard file format. 44.1, 24-bit depth. There's no need to have dithering on. I think dithering only if you're going down bit rates. And that's pretty much it. You can normalize on export, but we've got our setting at minus 0.3 on our meter, so we should be fine. And then you just hit export, and we will export it to our folder. Oh, we've only exported this small section, so we'll need to select the whole track and do export again. And there we go. That's our Dutch house tutorial finished. Thanks very much for watching. And as always, if you have any questions, give me a shout on the forums, and I'll catch you later.